I'm highly spiritual. 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 I'm highly spiritual.
Peace and love, friends and family. Welcome back to another episode of the Highly Emotional Podcast. I got another guest today. He's an artist, he's a creative, he's a deep thinker, just like myself and everyone else we bring on this platform. And he has a great message to share with anybody, willing to tune into the frequency. So welcome to the Highly Emotional Podcast, Ron Obasi.
Blessings, bro. Honor, man. Honor for sure, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Brody, I like what you're doing, man. I had went through your Instagrams, and I like the message that you're talking about just different understandings of the spiritual journey, bro. One thing that we're on is we're all on our individual spiritual journeys, and I also seen that you started something called the Earth School, which is a dope name. It's just one thing I realize is that when we on a spiritual journey, all all Earth is, all experiences, all the journey is really just school, bro. We literally unlocking and learning ourselves every day. You know what I'm saying? Even though some of us have been here before, you know what I'm saying, in different lifetimes and different timelines. But this is our first time to experience it like this. And so yeah, Brody, let's talk about that Earth School.
Yeah, bro. It tapped in already because when I first heard about Earth School, I heard it from elders, bro. Like um master teachers kind of tapping into it, saying it in their own different variations of ways, but same thing you just kind of really went in detail on. Like, we incarnated here this lifetime, next lifetime, however many times it takes for the soul, the being to learn the lessons to be the best spiritual embodiment in the physical as possible, pretty much. And when I started Welcome to Earth School, it was me kind of transition out of a shift, really kind of wanting to I wouldn't say create because I felt like the inspiration came from, my teachers and elders, but more so just kind of continue that message, that pipeline for more so people who kind of speak like us, you feel me, kind of come from the backgrounds that we come from,
Yeah.
but don't have that common ground of understanding where things can be simplified on your spiritual journey. And everybody's a teacher. Everybody's kind of not even kind of everybody's going through their spiritual journey. So when I started Welcome Nurse School, it was because I was steady taking in the teachings of a lot of master to teachers, and I just wanted to uh, reflect that and give that back to anybody who listened to anything that I would have something to say for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope concept. That's kind of how I came up with the Highly Emotional Podcast. It was more about just, bro, I know I always been an emotional being, and I used to think of it as like a weakness. But then whenever I tell my story, people gravitate to it. So when I was dealing with depression, when I was, suicidal, and just dealing with certain struggles of life, and then I had that victim mindset, like people would want to listen to that, but also they want to hear the story of how I transcended into now where, bro, like for me, bro, the light is my priority. And when I talk about the light, I'm talking about like that inner God. You know what I'm saying? That higher consciousness, something that just tells me like I'm here to one, share my story, help people find enlightenment, or help people find God or connect to God within themselves. You know what I'm saying? Some people they don't grasp this conversation because when you start saying, "Oh, I'm God," people think that is blasphemous. Like, "Oh, I'm the creator of you." But I think that's when people think about the context in these words. I mean, one thing we all know at this point, if you don't know, that words are magic. As soon as you say I am something, is the moment that you're using God and you're transforming or giving your belief into something, and then you become that, and that becomes your reality. So all the times I would say I'm depressed, or I'm sad, or so on and so forth, or I'm a bitch, I'm fat. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you say these things is the moment that in your reality that plays out. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start looking in the mirror and you're going to start viewing yourself as depressed. You're going to start thinking all these things. So I like that's kind of how it was for me. I also seen that you did music. What's the difference now when you was doing music a couple of years ago into comparison now that you know you're out here actually stepping up to the podium and speaking this message?
That's a great question. I think, you know, I come from a musical background, right? Like my pops did hip hop, right? And I uh kind of having that already like in my DNA, and then growing into myself. At first, when I was like transmuting or uh speaking of who I thought I was, it was all from the lack of knowing who I was, or lack of embodying who I really was. Like, I remember when I first was starting writing raps, it was either to emulate the artist that I had heard,
Hell yeah.
or I was projecting, you know what I mean? Like, and as I grew into myself, I understood the consciousness, the intention of what music really does, not just
Yeah.
to myself, but to a listener, right? You study the sunrise, you study even the present day Kendrick Lamar's, they are the Nina Simone's, like they are very openly letting you know, like, hey, people live by these words. And not only that, you just spoke on it. Words command matter. You feel me? We talk about when I greet people, I say peace, God. And I learned that specifically why that is, and it's because you want to acknowledge the God in people, right? So it's the same thing with the music. Like if you're a listener of mine, I want you to take something from it. I want it to feed your spirit. I want it to feed the transition that you're going through. I want you to use it as inspiration, one, to seek yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and find God in yourself. So now the music is a representation of that. It is intentional. It is like uh it is using it, like I said, with that science, with knowing what music is doing, what it's been doing to people, what it can do. And it's a freeing mechanism when used right. But I do think it all starts with a different walk of life, a different study yourself. And it changed the more I know. It changed the more I know who I was. Like I've kind of had this journey through like uh, the industry per se. You know what I mean? And the message has. I say the message has evolved, because even when I was uh, unsure of who I was tapping into something. Something was calling my spirit. So the more it kind of evolved, I just became more sure of yeah, just spreading the message, man, that has been given to me. Like it's a passing on of sorts for sure. Because I don't feel like nothing I'm kind of conveying nowadays in my music is anything that hasn't been conveyed before in different messages, in different writings, in different tunes. I don't think nothing new is, you know what I mean? They say nothing new under the sun, but I just think I'm doing my one little percentile part of what I think a lot of us are consciously doing nowadays to keep it going, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's facts. I think that is like I mean, ever since this mass awakening been happening, you know, in so many spurts, um, I think that people are starting to, you know, come online and tap into the frequency, bro. Even me, I've been doing music for 15 years. And I done wrote songs for your favorite rappers, singers. I done connected with all these people. I've been in a room with these guys. And a lot of times, bro, I would be so disappointed in connecting with them because a lot of people are soulless. And when I say soulless, people think like they go extreme and they think like, oh, you know, he sold his soul and you know he doesn't have a soul. When I ask like what you think, you know, I be asking people like what you think, you know, selling your soul is, and most people being like, you know, he gave him his soul, and I'm like, no, what truly selling your soul is willing to compromise yourself for the benefit of the outside world. So you might be more flamboyant because you getting these M's, or you saying this message, or you might start doing drugs and having all these women in your videos and so on and so forth. And I realized like that's what the industry was. So now, bro, I'm about to turn 35 on the 6th. And for me, when it comes to like creating my music, I'm in a special place where my music is a combination, bro. I'm not gonna go straight right and be, spiritual, lyrical. That ain't it. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I have to always do and be conscious of is like I have to be conscious of, bro, I got a shadow. You know what I'm saying? Like if I say it all the time on this platform, bro, you might catch me at the wrong time. Just because I'm spiritual don't mean I'm not gonna show you my shadow. I said, bro, when I'm in the gym and I'm throwing down weights, I'm not super spirit. I'm not, peace and love weights. This energy, man, it transcends. Yeah, I can be that way, but if that's not my spirit, then I'm pretending to be something that I'm not. And that's the thing is like when it comes to creating this new message for the world, we have to be willing to shed light. You get what I'm saying? Light, that's a bar. Light onto your shadow. It's okay if you have a shadow. The thing about manifestation and true spirituality is that the most spiritual thing, the most powerful thing is you. So you can say all this peace, God, and you know what I'm saying, but if you're not really aligned with that shit don't matter. You get what I'm saying? It's like me lighting sage. If that's not organic to my spirit, then I'm just pretending and I'm trying to be something that I'm not. So I have to accept that at times I gotta be dark. You know what I'm saying? That's harnessing my true light and then holding myself accountable when I do fuck up and I step into my shadow, because we talk about the ego. Everybody, soon as niggas have spiritual awakening, as soon as niggas start charging up their third eyes, hey bro, I done it. I still do it. My third eye is open. I astral project. I do quantum leaping meditation. I do all that shit. But one thing I have to say, it starts with aligning me. It starts with aligning myself. So you have to be real with yourself when it comes to this spiritual journey. Niggas always talk about oh, I'm getting rid of the ego. No, bro. You have to learn how to use your ego when it's time to use it. That's where magic is real. Magic is real when you can be conscious of all your decisions, and then you could say, for example, it's like this, bro. I only choose who comes into my reality. Other than that, bro, you just a speck in the wind, bro. You're non-existence, because I can see you, I can observe you, but in a few minutes, I'll forget that you ever existed. The only time I'll remember you is if I have an interaction with you and I choose for that interaction to really, really resonate in my reality. So that's the thing, is like we talk about stripping of the ego and working with the shadow and just all this bullshit. But ultimately, bro, it's you got to be truly aligned. I used to think that because I'm stepping into this, writing books, reading books, spiritual ascension, and all this. I thought that, bro, I can't get a shape up. I gotta fast every day. I gotta be vegan. Bro, I didn't know, bro. I think that's bullshit, because I say it, but at the same time, I'm a hypocrite. I say it all the time. I'm like, bro, I hate extreme people. We got extreme Christians, extreme vegans, extreme spiritual niggas. I hate it, but at the same time, I'm a spiritual nigga too, and I'm an extremist too, because I be like, yo, I gotta align my spirit. I gotta fast for 5 days, but I'm aware of that, and I don't allow that to just be my full avatar or my identity 99% of the time, because at that point, bro, you're in an extreme state, and if you're not aware of that, then bro, I don't, like, you lost in the sauce. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people, but we think that, oh bro, I gotta do this and my journey is right. No, bro, any journey could be your journey. I say it all the time, bro. Your background is white, my shit is black. You get what I'm saying? It's balance. It's balanced. And that's what it's truly about. It's about being in the middle and then using that magic to create alchemy and control your reality. So
Not her. And yeah, it's crazy because even hearing you speak, like, bro, like I call it sitting at the feet of an elder, but
Yeah.
or master teacher. Like when you're speaking, you speaking to me because through my whole journey, one thing I've learned through my spiritual ascension or me tapping into who I am, God look different on everybody and look different in everybody. You
Yeah.
feel me? Then in the individual context, and then learning like a spiritual ascension, bro, is not stripping away the ego. To me, it gives more of a reflection to the soul purpose. If anything, they both need each other. The 3D reality, you know what I'm saying, reflecting back to each other. You need the duality. You need both for sure. And you touched on something that my own journey had like I've had to work to integrate because the when I first was kind of going on my journey, like I I I value harmony. Like I value harmony. I value it so much that like, and it's only because like turbulent childhood on into like early adult age is like, oh shit, like I can actually choose harmony. I can actually choose peace, right? So like kind of coming into that and like, oh, I can control the reality. For leaning into that extreme, I definitely lost sense of how to uh intentionally integrate my ego, how to but stay one with my shadow self. You feel me? Because like for so long I was always on the defense. For so long I was always in the shadow. Even when I was creating, you feel me? It always came from like spite, pain, uh, what a nigga did to me, and I wasn't able to get him back, and all type of shit. So it's like when I now that I'm and I just turned 31. You feel me? So this is why
Yeah.
it's like when I hear you speak, like I'm at your feet, because I know age as far as a construct is one thing, but I mean wisdom. You feel me? Like I don't have those 5 years, and when you're learning from people and with people, that shit means something because it's like that's what the whole welcome to Earth School shit is about. Like everybody, when equipped with the right moments, with the right experience, with the right wisdom, bro, is like a teacher. So like when I'm going through, and I take it day by day, but when I'm soaking up the knowledge, when I'm experiencing people, like I do my best to make sure I'm mindful of like one, whoever this person is or whatever this moment is, like is a reflection of me if I'm coming in contact with them, if I'm coming in contact with them, if there's a conversation, a moment like this person is a reflection of me. And whether that be a quote unquote negative or positive experience, like you said, kind of not even kind of acknowledging what it is or acknowledging who it is. I've been able to control the reality. I've been able to be more proactive about how I react. And but that's just one thing I heard you tap on really into what you were just saying. It's an intense self-discovery, bro. Like it's an intense self-discovery in this 3D. And even though we are gods, we call ourselves gods, you get to control your reality or you get to be the master of it. For example, I'm a father. Feel me? So like even though I get to control my reality intertwines with my kids' reality every day. My choices affect their reality. So that's a part of my spiritual journey as well. Like acknowledging a reality that I have helped incarnate and I have every day my decisions reflect and affect theirs. I got a fiance, you feel me? I got a house. So like when I'm giving my messages, I make sure like I let people know like spiritual work, bro, is not about avoiding shit. Like it's not about going into the clouds and turning your back on the work that you really got to do. Like if anything, it equip you with this 3D reality that your soul has chose to come down and face and put work in. So like and I'm pretty much just piggybacking off what you said, bro, because like it's like real, and I think more people need to. I'm sure this is what you continuously walk into and speak on, but like I do think more people need to be like stared in the face and told that, right? Because we got a lot of like spiritual walks that like uh we all kind of like to romanticize. And it's like, nah, bro, like you not a monk. Like you didn't get incarnated to, you could choose that if you so choose. Like you could go sit on the mountain, you feel me, cross your legs and not do nothing. But like yo, that's not your walk. You feel me? Like
Yeah, that's
if it
not your
was,
journey.
yeah, if it was, that would be presented to you, or you'd have that option. And it's like if anything, it's just like a double time of knowing, like, yeah, bro, like spiritual work ain't about kumbaya. Like you literally gotta know how to like walk
You
shit
gotta
down and look you in
navigate.
the
Yeah.
face, bro. Like for real. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, you gotta navigate. Yeah, that's the same for me, bro. I got 5 kids, my six on the way. I got a wife, I got a house, I got responsibilities. And so I definitely understand what you're talking about, bro. It's like when we step into our 30s, bro, it's a new I don't know how it's a new version of me, bro. Since I hit 30, bro, I'm a different nigga, but I don't say it like it's not the fact that I feel old, it's the fact that I want to be intentional with everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? Back to what you said about that, that working with the balance thing, bro. You can't like you cannot be meditative and positive about everything. Like the thing about it, so I read this book called The Book of Wisdom by Osho, and the one thing he said is that when you do something, like one quote that stuck with me is he said that when you kiss your woman, to feel the presence of her lips, like literally feel it. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with mindfulness when you sit and you meditate and they tell you to feel your surface or feel your legs or relax your back and all it's the same thing. So I don't do it all the time, but there's been times where I practice it. Practice is very important, but where I would practice it and I would kiss my wife and I would just think about feeling her lips on my lips, the space in between. And so when he said that, it made me also when I do something in the shadow aspect, I say, what is the intentions behind this? Am I doing this to be malicious? Am I doing this to, express a certain feeling? And then another thing he said is that he said to say that you know your wife is to say that you completed it. And if you completed your wife, there's no like you don't need her at that point. There's like you always have to find the opportunity to learn. Back to what we said, this is earth school. So in every opportunity, every situation, whether it's good, bad, a struggle, whether you get abundance of money, there's a lesson that you can learn. We just said it. I'm only talking to me. You know what I'm saying? If we are God and God is everything, I'm only talking to me. So God is talking to God, and you have an opportunity to learn as much as I have an opportunity to learn. We are all students. I'm not, when we talk about the teacher or the master, you would be a dumb nigga, and I'm saying it in this term so people get
No,
it.
it's not.
You'd be
Not.
a dumb nigga to say I can't learn. That's not a real teacher. I learn from my children every day. I learn from my wife every day. My wife is one of my biggest teachers, but yet on the spiritual side of things, I realized that I have to walk a certain type of way, even though I believe that my wife is my biggest test because she'll compare my spiritual journey to her spiritual journey. And then she'll be like, oh, I wish I was like you. And then I'll be like, no, one thing I have to realize though is that in order for my wife to step into what she may think is where I'm at, I have to die. And and what I'm saying is like not in a like not in just a physical state. It might be my ego. It might I have to step aside and let her gone off on her journey. You know what I'm saying? I might have to put my journey on pause a little bit, slow it down a little bit, anything along those lines. I may have to die so that she has the opportunity to find her level of this version of my level. If that makes sense, it's like but the thing about it is that it creates balance. You have to be appreciative of balance. I'm off in this spiritual whirlwind of chasing God and sharing a conversation and healing and all that, while also my wife is here, she's observing it, but she's creating that balance because she be tapped into the matrix a little bit more than I am sometimes. And that could be subjective. You know what I'm saying? She could be like, you're trapped in the matrix, making all these videos and you on your devices. You know what I'm saying? That's perspective based. But
Bro.
ultimately, in the spiritual journey, you're gonna always be going through, or you're always going to be doing shadow work, whether it's a big portion for 2 years or it's a small portion for a week. And the thing about it is like it's your choice. It's all up to you on how fast your ascension truly is. You know what I'm saying? Most niggas want to fast for 5 days, read a couple books, and they spiritual. No, bro, it don't work that way. I thought it was that way. You know what I'm saying? I thought, hey, if I fast and I start meditating, I'm good. But I had to meditate literally almost every other day for a year straight. Then I had to try other techniques. Then I had to read books. And then I had to go back and start doing shadow work where I would identify a thought like, why does shit make me so mad? Then that shit took me 2 years, 2 years just for shadow work. So it's all portions to now where I'm like, okay, I learned some shit. I can teach niggas about this, but don't mean that shadow work ain't about to pop out of nowhere and I'm gonna have to learn. I just cut my hair. I had dreads yesterday, bruh. I woke up at 2 in the morning and my spirit said, hey, stop hiding behind your trauma. I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, I got these locks, my shit 10 years, 10 years deep. And then spirit said to me last night, hey, how much longer are you gonna hide behind your trauma? It's time to let it go. It's time to move into a new direction. It's not necessarily, oh, my birthday's coming up, this, and that. But it's the fact is that when I thought about it, for the last 10 years of my life with my locks, what was all in my locks is when I was depressed, when I used to do lean, when I used to drink all the time, all the women that I used to mess with, all these things were literally being soaked up into my locks. I believe that my hair is my strength. I'm Samson. You know what I'm saying? My weakness used to be pussy. So it's like, but what I realize now is that I have an opportunity to grow, to be renewed. And I want that for myself. And if I ever decide I want locks again, then that's okay too. You know what I'm saying? It's not good or bad. It's just time to shed, and you gotta be willing to shed some old things so that you can move into the light. So
Bro.
I said a mouthful, man.
Nah, cause listen, I'm just when I this is what I won't say what I live for, but it's like what I'm always open to. Cause I just cut my locks almost 2 years ago. You feel me? I had grown for 5 or 6 years, and uh, my journey was, I'm born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, but
Yeah.
I lived in Dallas, Texas for almost 2 years, and that journey, how by way of how I got there, and uh, meeting what I would say some of the teachers or elders that I got a chance to meet. They had EFI backgrounds,
Yeah.
uh, and I guess I had my locks right. And when I moved to Dallas, bro, I was literally wrapped up in a false identity of self. And it was that, damn, I done grew my locks out, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing music. I'm able to pay bills off music. Like, damn, I've been working all this time. And it's like, and when you set the renewal part, it really stuck because like renewal is one thing, but understanding it take loss
Mm.
more times than not first, whether it be a loss of identity, loss of material possessions, uh, loss of friends, loss of support, like all of those things induce the journey of like renewal. And I went through all of those. I literally went through all of those. And I remember when I was talking to my elder Nana Kwaku, and he was like, IFA background, IFA, the priests, they would go through priesthood and they would have to cut their locks off when they moved through their rite of passage. And then another time I had got a head reading, and she pretty much was like letting me know like got them locks and they like antennas and they holding a whole lot of energy. And I was so kind of negligent to what they were saying at first, just resistant to like, bro, like the locks are cool. Like I can cover my head, I can do whatever. But I say all this to say one of my most recent, like that is the most recent pinpoint I can think. Like I made an intentional change, bro, to like shed something that I had over identified with the past 5 or 6 years in my life, like growing out locks and just a physical attribute that really didn't amount to the spiritual growth that was like in front of me or behind me. Like, and it was a representation of the journey I had taken. It was a representation of the friends that I had so-called accumulated or the material possessions. And it showed me my personal uh uh like resistances. Like it showed me how much I like to hold on and to hoard things just to be like, oh, they mine. Oh, I accomplished this. Oh, this is me. And it's like, nah, like the now and like you said, it's all based on perspective. So like I don't want to look anybody in the eyes and be like, man, to reach your highest self in this lifetime, you can't have nothing.
Yeah.
Cause that shit ain't true. You feel me? Like, but I know for me, I had to let a whole lot go to tap into a whole lot more. You
Mm.
feel me? I had to let a lot of things die that brought me a false sense of comfort just to like walk in real steps that are orchestrated with me in alignment with self. Like you said, when I made well, not when I made, but when I was like, oh, I'm welcome to Earth School is this idea just set on my soul, bro. Some of the craziest thing that had just happened to me, bro. I had just pretty much like walked away from stalled out a distribution deal, so like that shit was no longer paying my bills. Then another something else that I was working on that I'm like, oh, this is gonna recoup me, this is gonna rejuvenate me. That shit fell through the ground. And mentally and spiritually, I'm like, damn, bro, like what the pretty much what the fuck going on? Like, what am I supposed to do next? You feel me? Just kind of like staring at my hands. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? And I always say to myself, like, bro, if that deal would have went through, if the next step of your thing would have went through, you would have still been doing music, still identifying with a false sense of self, and Welcome to Earth School would have never came to be. It would have never came to be. And that was like that's one of my biggest examples at this point as a 31-year-old. Because like you said, when you turn 30, bro, and I like that's in so many written texts about a man putting away childish things like and being more intentional with his footsteps because you know every single thing you do, bro. Like it don't just affect your reality, but you understand more like I can't co-create with this shit for real. And like I said, it's one of my biggest like I said, launching pads into my 30s where it kind of showed me like, bro, you loss and renewal is a constant thing in life. That's in nature. You can't skip that like step. Like if you looking at God, you looking at nature, like those things are not skipped. Those steps are not skipped. So that's just something like when I hear you say what you just said, even though you said it was a mouthful, that's something that like I can personally attest to for sure, for sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's good alignment when you talking about that, shedding and renewal. It makes me think about trees. Like, bro, I'm a avid tree hugger. I'm a tree hugger. You know what I'm saying? I go out there, take my shoes off and, get grounded and get out there and hug a tree and put my face on the moss. Nah, but like realistically, bro, like when you think about trees, right? Like let's talk about trees.
Mhm.
When you look at a tree every year, every few months, a tree dies, right? It comes back alive. It sprouts flowers and so on and so forth, right? Leaves and whatever. And then it grows. You get what I'm saying? It's been doing that. It's still growing like this. Every year that it's dying, it's still rising, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at a tree, when you observe nature, you realize that when you compare this to your life, you have to lose things. You have to shed things, bro. I've outgrown so many friends, bro. When I talk to niggas, I don't know what to talk about, bro. I like it, like I don't like dumbing down myself because I question everything. I look at niggas, I observe. Some niggas, I remember linking up with one of my homies, and we was with a group of friends, and I could just look at him and I was like, there's nothing I can do for you. You're too deep in the abyss for me to save you because it's gonna compromise my spirit. So you have to be willing to shed things. I did a quantum leap meditation where I had selected my avatar. Hey, don't ask me about it if you don't know. Hey, hey, but if you know, a quantum leap meditation where you select your avatar is so beautiful. So I picked my avatar where I was like, look, I'm ready to just step into the philosopher teacher version of myself. And I remember when I had seen that, I was like, the avatar, presented myself on some like Batman with all the suits, lined up. And you remember watching Batman and he have all the suits in the background. You'd be like, what the fuck suit was that? Right. This is how my avatars were presented. And so I picked the wise philosopher one. And I was like, all right, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to be you. So I looked at him. He had some gray hairs, beard got long, cool. So I had picked him, but previous to that, I had picked my gym avatar with a nigga in the gym. He didn't got bulked up. He in there every day. You know what I'm saying? He in there. And when I picked this new avatar of me being a philosopher, is what I'm calling it. I didn't realize that I had to shed the gym side of me. And what happened is when I first selected the avatar, I stopped going to the gym for like 2 months. I'm barely going in there. I'm going in there, I'm playing ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm trash, by the way. That's another part. I'm trash now. I don't know how I became trash, but I'm trash now. You know what I'm saying? Which is shedding something, be okay with it. It's okay to be trash now. If you're not good no more, it's all right. So but I didn't realize that I had to shed the gym version of myself. So I gained a good 30 pounds back. I had around this time last year, I had lost like 35 pounds. And then I gained it all back taking that break. And what I didn't realize is that I had to shed that. And I kind of got like dark about it. Like I was like, yo, I'm getting fat again. I feel depressed again. I feel down again, this, and that. But then one day I sat and I was like, why do I feel this way? Like, why do I feel depressed again? Like, not as my identity, but I feel the symptoms of depression. Like, why do I feel this way? And then I sat back, bro, and I realized that I selected that new avatar. And with that new avatar, I didn't realize that I had to shed the gym in order to step into the wisdom or the philosopher avatar. You have to be willing to let go of old trends, old friends, old jobs, old routines, old rituals, old you to step into the new version of you. Hey, bro, I just 10 years, bro. 10 years, bro. I'm I'm not used to it, but I'm willing. I'm willing to surrender to my spirit and say, "Hey, I'm ready. Let's give it my all instead of holding on to this image of just being an artist. I'm more than that now. I'm I'm stepping into the role of being a leader. And whether that's doing music and writing a book and having a podcast about spirituality, I can do all these things, but I have to be willing to move forward. And if I have to strip something, it gotta be okay with it. If it's time for me to stop doing music, then guess what? It's okay. My music is still fire. You can play my shit from 5 years ago and it's still banging. So at that point, I don't I don't need to be offended. I don't need to be scared. I don't need to beat myself up. I have to be willing to let go and just be like, yo, I already know God got me. And that's when I be talking to people about, I know I'm saying a mouthful, but this is when I talk about people about God, right? A lot of people, they pray, and that's fine. If that works for you, that's fine. But on my belief, my relationship with God is so good that I don't have to pray. I know God is going to deliver me. I know God is going to guide me. And I know everything that's meant for me will be for me, and everything that's not will not. It'll go, it'll fall by the wayside. So when I think about that, Everybody, they talk about manifestation and praying and, doing this and saying affirmations. Look, if you are aligned with your creator, if you are aligned with your inner self, your higher self, your true you, then you don't got to do none of that. Just believe. Just be aligned. Walk the path and be conscious of the path that you're walking. It's going to get bumpy sometimes. You're going to drop some shit. You're going to pick up some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to rain. You got to be okay with that, bro. And that's that spiritual transcendence that we talking about, bro. Just aligning and realizing that when you look up in the sky, bro, there ain't no ceiling. Same thing with spiritual transcendence. This is what we're gonna call it. This is the episode, spiritual transcendence, right here. There's no ceiling. The universe is never ending. So at that point, just walk the path, surrender.
Yeah. uh, those conversations were like we kind of whether it be trading the banter or like even coming from an understanding standpoint, like people have different beliefs, they got different backgrounds. Like I got a close homie who practice Hindu. My family come from a Christian background. Like I said, when I went to Dallas, EFI is the background, right? And like even in the word like prayer, and you said something that like not only am I able to equip myself with through the journey now, but like it mean more when you see it applied. Like, and my elder told me like prayer is cool, but preparation is better. And
Facts.
it and and he said it again, like that was another thing that was kind of like hard for me to let go. Like, what you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we acknowledging creator, we acknowledging most high, we acknowledging something that's bigger than me, like what's up with the daily word of trading? It's like, well, again, that's cool, but action is prayer too. You feel me?
Yeah.
Knowing is prayer too. Walking the path and uh, not looking for the Most High to hold your hand is like we do a lot of like reactionary prayers. We do a lot of getting ourselves into uh, turbulent situations and then praying after, or handing our power over to something that really don't have power over us, and then praying that that power be released. And that was pretty much the lesson, like the tug and pull of the lesson. Like again, like none of it is to like speak at or speak down on like other people's choosing walks. Like I said, God look different on it in everybody. I I think what a lot of people do miss in their teachings and how they turn into dogma is the fine print in all of those teachings that say that you have the power to co-create. I can't name a single teaching, bro, that I have not heard or somebody spoke on, even down to Christianity, like that does not say that you have to acknowledge the God in you to see the same results.
Hey,
I
the
can't name
kingdom
a
of heaven is inside of you. You know what I'm
bro,
saying?
and it's like, why do we dogma is skipping over these for a false sense of like 3D comfort. Like, you know what I mean? Like dogma is allowing communities of people to depend on things that don't even value the most high the way that it claims to be valued. The power of the being, the power of the spiritual essence. And all of those variables can come from different places. Like man-made, incarnated soul lessons. Like you can call them whatever you want, but yeah, I think not even think I know what you're saying is like powerful because again, like one of the another thing is uh acknowledging personal power makes people responsible. People don't want to be responsible.
That's facts.
Prayer gives people the ability, like I said, to act in unconscious ways and then try to absolve themselves of the results. But shit don't work like that, bro. Like it literally don't work like that. And this is how you find again communities and individuals of people going through cycles and lessons that they won't learn or that they unwilling to learn. And this is why, again, conversations are like this important because people get caught up on vernacular and the way words are used so damn much. And it's like, bro, you know, people be knowing what people be saying, bro. Like in this day and age, this is why it's like, all right, bro, like don't choose ignorance for the sake of like not listening to somebody who, or your prejudices, or not listening to somebody who really trying to equip you with more power than your comfortable surroundings have given you. And this is like I said, like more people don't want the personal power of acknowledging, like, damn, I really can't co-create. They rather accept the crumbs. Like you said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. And it's like I seen a clip of Bob. I've seen many people say this, but I saw a clip of Bob Marley, and he was talking to, of course, a white interviewer. I'm not that detailed is there, but the dude was like, "Well, when I hear your teachings of Rastafari, and I hear you speak on certain things, and it's like you continuously like uh, reiterate, like I don't have to die to live a heaven-filled life." And Bob Marley was like, "Well, shit, like." Why wouldn't that make sense to an individual, you feel me, walking a spiritual path? Why wouldn't that make sense to anybody just off the simple fact it's like, well shit, I uh man, I don't want to ramble, but to the point of people not wanting to take the accountability of like, bro, you can gain any spiritual muscle, you can gain any experience, you can put yourself in. And I literally mean anywhere and any path. And I think it just take knowing. I think when we in this age of awakening on the surface, it's cool and it's needed. But there's still a whole lot of root work to be done by all of us. The individual for sure, myself. Like I say that shit every day. Like I said, like awakening, woke, these terms, bro, they cool. But I don't want to be personally somebody who's just regurgitating things that I have not applied and experienced. I don't want to be the person who's telling somebody, bro, you got to literally go cross your legs and burn stage and everything will be cool because it won't be, bro. I
That's
don't want to be
facts.
the person that tells somebody, bro, Monday through Saturday you can be on bullshit and then you go to Saturday and your God to deliver you. Because if that was somebody show me where those things have proven true in this 3D realm, people still suffering every day, bro, because they don't know that they have the power. And again, different variables come from that, but yeah, man. And I shit, I don't even know if I said a mouthful, but that's pretty much how I feel about certain things like that. So,
Yeah, I agree, bro. And that's kind of like where I hate saying, like, I hate putting myself into a construct or like a belief system. Like, I hate saying I'm spiritual. I rather just say I'm connected to God, which
mhm.
which would be more, fulfilling. I am God, that too. But it's those things is that I hate whenever I say I'm woke. Niggas instantly put me in like the black, like there's a difference between woke and black woke. I just have to say that, like, black woke is where niggas just be like, bro, I know the system out to get us and the police and Malcolm X, and like that's black woke. And then you got extreme wokeism where niggas be like UFOs and extraterrestrials and take mushrooms, which is all dope. All these things combined though is what I'm tuned into, but also like I just look at it like this, bro. Just because you black don't mean that you can't learn from somebody who's white. Somebody who's been on a spiritual journey that's white. I talk about it every single time. One of my favorite books is by Michael Singer, a man who don't look like me, who got way, 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 way lighter skin than me. I don't like putting people in the boxes of black and white. That's just not something I enjoy doing because I know that we're God and I don't want to pass any judgment. But I just realized reading his book that I have the opportunity to learn from everyone. Everyone is a resource. Every single person, from a child to the most ancient humans or civilizations in the world. And if I can just listen without saying, oh man, this person Asian or this person white or this person not woke, or if I can just listen, There's always a lesson. Bro, I'll be learning from Christians. I'll be learning from Muslims. I sat down around this time last year with a Buddhist monk. Am I Buddhist? No, I'm still me. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot. If you go to school, you go to college, nigga, they got so many different professors, so many different people with different backgrounds, with different traumas, with so on and so forth. But yet they can still sit up there and teach you a lesson. And that's the thing, is like, I don't like being put in those boxes. Like, I'm not with any of the gang banging. I'm not with the niggas. Like, I got crystals. I got them all around, but I don't feel I need to wear a big ass neck full of crystals or the shit on. I don't have to do that. It's dope. When I see people do it, it's dope. But if I look at that and I be like, yo, I gotta do this because I'm spiritual. Now, once again, I didn't taken my power and put it into something else. Crazy thing is, I could still have a frequency that is higher or lower or equivalent to someone with all these crystals on them, because I am the most magical thing in the universe. We are, bro. Us is the people, us is the person who is experiencing, and also us is the observer. You have to be willing to understand that shit, bro. Like, the moment that you're overdoing it, right? The moment that you wearing your crystal all day, and you with the spiritual niggas, and no, bro, you don't have to be that way. I used to have this thing, like, when I first started, like, getting into like this spiritual path. Every time that I would go in a room, if I'm in a studio session, if I'm going to a video shoot, I would pray for everybody. I would do that. But then I was like, it's not the fact that I'm doing this to be extreme. I don't have to do that for everybody. Some people, they can hear your prayer and still reject it. So what I realize is, now I say to myself, hey, I'm gonna go in here with intentions. I'm gonna seize the moment. I'm gonna have good energy, and good energy is gonna be surrounding me. These are the thoughts that I look at it. And the thing about it is, I'm always protected, especially if I'm with my children or my wife. Ain't nothing gonna harm me. I'm bulletproof. I'm like, that's how it is for me. I set these intentions for myself. I tell my wife all the time, I be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I don't like going without you, because when I'm with you and the kids and we out in public, I know I'm protected. I know I'm protected. It's the fact is that when I'm out with my wife and my kids, we so beautiful. Oh, your kids so cute. Your wife, y'all such a beautiful family. Me by myself, I'm a nigga. Oh, hey, bro, hey, bro, we could rob that nigga. Or, oh, sir, have you been smoking weed, or you got the white KKK niggas? Like, so on and so forth. Like, those are the differences. But once again, that goes back to understanding myself and say, that's my mind. I can still be protected by my wife and my children, even when they're not around me. You get what I'm saying? It's all us. So this
Real.
goes back to that shadow work. I had trauma from when I was by myself. And then I learned something different with my wife, but I have to be willing to say, hey, I don't even vibrate like that. I don't even attract that type of energy. That shit ain't gonna affect me. It's not gonna. No, I'm invisible. Now when I be in a car by myself, in my head, I say it all the time, I'm invisible to the police. That's what I say every time I see a police car. I just got pulled over yesterday because my tag for the last like year, bro, since 2023, the tag on my car wasn't renewed. I didn't even know. That lets you know how invisible I am to the police, bro. I didn't have police cars behind me. I done had them next to me. I done had like 6 police cars behind me. Bro, I've never gotten pulled over until yesterday. So that lets me know it's about me setting my intentions. It's about me having the mind state, the frequency, and anything that I want to vibrate towards me will vibrate towards me. I just have to move in that direction. I gotta be open, so therefore I can receive all the things that I want. That's part of controlling your reality, bro. It's not about, if you think like, I gotta get the bag, bro. I gotta get the M's, bro. I promise you're not gonna get no money.
Hell.
You might get a little bit of paper, but I promise you that shit ain't no money. That's gonna be shit you gotta hold on to pay your bills. But if you just organically know that everything that you do is gonna attract money, and you got that power, and you set your intentions. Because I used to be like, I hate money. I hate how people act over money, but I don't hate money. Money love me. Money want to fuck me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my mind state, and you have to be willing to like put that vibration out to the universe. So
Couple of things you just said, bro. You're gonna have to put on loop. I can't wait to see those posters so I can, because I think people, bro, listen, I even think I know people need this soul food because, man, I think people cannot even get over the way we speak to ourselves and the way we project ourselves into the world. Like you said, I done talked to homies, and I done talked to homies about, bro, like I don't go nowhere without my shit on me. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like, where you going though?
yeah,
Where you headed to?
like you
You
going
you
somewhere.
you literally walking right into where you subconsciously you putting yourself in a place where like I'm a need to be on guard. I'm gonna need to be in this low vibrational or mind state while I'm on guard. It's the same thing with relationships. It's the same thing, like you said, with money. It's the same thing with like visions, passions. Like it's all of that. And I think, not even think, I know the way we've been taught to speak to ourselves, the way we've been taught to assimilate ourselves, and it's a trap language, bro. It's a trap. One thing about when we talk about our spiritual uh embodiment or our place here. Now, a person can acknowledge adversaries, enemies, oppositions, reflection. You can call them whatever you want to. But there are entities, there are bodies who know of your power. They know of your power. Is you that don't. It's you that don't. It's and again, like we can blame everything else, but there's a lot of individuals who have the capabilities of acknowledging this themselves. And I know people call them NPCs or zombies. You can call them whatever you want to call them. But I know in the spiritual walk, shit, I acted as an NPC or a zombie, so I was moving unconsciously, and so on my journey too. So I hold no space to like judge. Everybody's growth is their growth. But I'm saying what you saying word for word, how you speaking, like people call that shit pseudoscience, bro. And it's like it annoys me. It annoys me because like people call a lot of things pseudo or like fake or not applicable to like how people living and the way they live. And it gives more of an excuse for the entities that know your power to use you however they want to use you and to put you wherever they want to put you. Like you said, like I have conversations with people and I'm like, well, shit, like just take some responsibility. Or people have had conversations with me like, hey, just take some spiritual responsibility. Take some spiritual responsibility in what you saying, how you say yourself. When you silent and you meditate, you don't some people don't even know they've been in a meditative state and they've been in a meditative state. Niggas just be sitting by themselves and their brain be saying the most negative shit over and over and over again. It be saying the most daunting shit over and over and over again. Like, bro, and science, there's literally science that back this, bro. You hold on to a thought for more than 17 seconds, that's reality, bro. After that, it's reality. You're calling something down. You're calling something to reflect that. So like a lot of times when we having these moments and like we speaking to our people or we speaking to the people that listen to us, bro. I just want to say like, and I hope I'm sure more people have told you this, bro. Like you, what you giving is like it's real game, bro. It's real game because it's one thing to like read books. It's one thing to go on your spiritual journey. A lot of people don't take to those things or they don't attach themselves to them, bro, because they feel like they feel like the vernacular, they feel like the way of the life is outside of them. And I think it's powerful when people like you or people like me, like I'm learning to do, can literally simplify things for them. Like can because to me the my teacher tell me shit straightforward, bro. Like parables are great, but the people that have spoken to me and spoken into me, like they tell me shit straightforward, and that's powerful because again, it changed the voice, and it take work to change that voice in your heart and soul for sure, for sure. And I'm actively doing the same every day. You said something earlier that is like it wasn't the same author, the same book, but I'm not sure. And I hear that you definitely be on top of your reads, but Way the Superior Man,
That's my
literally,
shit. That's my shit. Yeah.
there's a chapter that say like stop hoping for a completion. Like nigga, you gonna be doing this shit from the day you born to the day you out of here. And if there's nothing else for you to learn, then you definitely out of here.
Yeah, you
So it's like,
did. You
yeah,
did.
you're done. And I acknowledging that, and I say this, and I know we got men, women, and children, but I say this specifically for men. But when men need to take more step into more of their their responsibilities to stabilize it is what we talking about today, bro. Because children have a flowing energy. They they learning. Women have a flowing energy. That's just the feminine property. Men can stabilize thought. They can stabilize structure. They can and women and children can be leaders too for sure. But men can stabilize these conversations that we have in mostly with demonstration, mostly with action. And then I think if more men step into these type of things that we talk about, speak on these type of things we talk about. And speaking is one thing, but like it do take action. It do take real demonstration. I think I know a lot of people will be more affected by it, and they'll be more inclined to walk with it for sure.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. You know, it's a code, bro. I just finished writing my first book. It's called Only You Can Save Yourself. It's a guide to spiritual, transcendence. And one of the things about it is like us as men, bro. Niggas, when you talk on some peace and love shit, niggas really think that it's sweet. You know what I'm saying? It ain't sweet, Buckaroo. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be real, but also at the same time, bro, like I believe this, bro, as a 35-year-old man. I'm speaking this into existence. We a couple days away. But as a 35-year-old man, if you don't got your own rituals, if you're not focused on like really, really like being your better self, bro, you really wasting your time, bro. I don't keep up with the trends of the world, bro. I barely listen to the music. You know what I'm saying? If I'm listening to any type of music, it's really me. And I don't keep up with the trends of the world because when I'm keeping up with the trends of the world, then I'm distracting myself from me. So it's like us as men, we gotta practice. This goes back to like my lesson from Buddhism. Anytime that you feel like you're fucking up, you gotta return to the practice. And what the practice is the intentions that you set, the rituals you set. Nigga, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym. Yesterday, I cut my hair at 2 o'clock in the morning and still went to the gym today. You know what I'm saying? At 5 o'clock, I was on time. And I probably only had a little 30-minute nap today. So if you really do the math, I barely slept.
No sleep.
But for my intentions for myself, I gotta show up. I gotta be responsible. I gotta have my rituals. And that's the thing. It's like for all the men, let's we talking about the men. It's okay, women, this portion ain't for you. But you can still apply this to your life. If you want to be a superior man or a superior woman or a superior being, you have to be ritual or ritualistic or set the intentions and always practice, bro. The four agreements, bro. Do your best. You you could say you a good person. You could say you spiritual. You could say all these things about you, bro. But if you're not walking the walk, if you're not consistent on your practice, on your rituals, on your beliefs, on everything that you need to do for yourself to be superior in this world, you wasting time. So back to what I'm saying is that us as men, we need to start doing this. We need to start listening to other people's story. Not bro, he a bitch ass nigga, cause this nigga meditating and hugging trees. No, bro, you gotta ask yourself, what does that do for him? Why does he say that feels so good? This nigga used to be this way, but now he like this. Most niggas, most unintelligent people who choose to be unintelligent, they look at it and say, "Hey, bro, that's weird." No, bro, it's not weird. You just not tapped in. You don't understand what I'm doing. You don't understand that I'm setting a trend, a tone, a texture, a path for the future, for my future self. When I come back as a different version of myself, which I'm already here, this is for me. So that therefore somebody sets the tone and says, "Hey, bruh, hey, wake up. You gonna have to go ahead and, hey, it's time to walk. The walk, bro." Everybody said that they want to be successful. Everybody said that they want to be all these things, but they not doing it, bro. They not doing what it's like. They not willing to do what it takes to be that superior man, to transcend again to the version of themselves that they want to be, bro. I just told y'all I gained fucking like 30 pounds in a few months. After losing 35, 40 pounds, bro, I gained it back. But guess what? This is where I return to the practice and I say, I gotta get back to it. I fucked up. And be willing to. So every day I'm gonna continue to work to become a better version of me. That's what we have to do as not just men, but as women, even as children. You got to teach your children this. If not, they're gonna follow the routines and the rituals of the world. And if you look at our people, the world is a very, very wicked place at times. Not the plant, not the earth, but the people, the media is being manipulated so that you don't know who you are. They've been doing it for so long, but then when you turn on your frequency or turn on your third eye or whatever you want to call it, and you realize everything that you need to do for yourself, they've been mystifying, no, mythifying it, making everything look like it's fake. Like, for example, Avengers. Nigga,
Yeah,
the whole Joan is about spirituality from beginning to end. It's right in
bro.
front of your face. Hey, the Incredible Hulk, I'm always angry. Learning how to take your anger and your shadow and then using it when the time is right. That's the Incredible Hulk. It's right in front of your face. So when you tap into this and you start learning this shit, you just gotta apply it to your life and just realize that every opportunity or every situation is an opportunity to learn and accelerate your spiritual transcendence. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, your spiritual ascendance or ascension. There you go. So
No, for
yeah,
sure. And like, again, bro, I mean, you really said it all, but it is crazy that you can't stop that perspective from happening when people see people walking a higher path or choosing a higher nature. People are like, oh, he weird. It's okay to try him, and it's like you- the the versions of ourselves that walk the higher path. Obviously, we choose to stay grounded. We choose to, like you know. It ain't what you call me, is what I answer to. You feel me, type shit. But at the same time, we know in the high nature and the walk, as specifically for men, like me equipping these rituals and routines in this higher walk, bro, don't make me less capable than I was in the previous walk. This is me being conscious with it, bro. Like, I'm sure you heard the quote, but gardener, like, you know what I mean, a gardener in the war, a warrior in the garden, like.
yeah. I just had somebody say that literally like 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
and it's like, to me, the stature of a man, the stature of a leader, the stature of my mentor is my, like, bro, like, these are men who are capable of nurturing themselves, nurturing the community, nurturing the people around them, but also defending them too, proactively and reactively. These are capable of men who are able to stand up in the room and make real decisions, and also capable of listening to people when they have more wisdom than them. Like, these are people, these are men in particular to me that like exemplify or don't have to fuck a persona. Like this is me being. This is me actively working, practicing being present, being not uh one of the craziest things about men, bro, on this fucking planet, bro, is not wanting to assume the role of uh being more tapped in with self, being a spiritual leader, being a nurturer, being able to be in tune with mind, body, and soul, but think everything in the world owe them some shit. It's a projectile bravado. It's always it's the boy psychology of this shit. Like bro, you niggas want to like dominate everything. We want to dominate everything, and that's and sure enough, when you're talking about the masculine and its energy, does it have the capabilities of dominating? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That's like the primal energy of it, though. Like that's just the. And so like when I again like when I'm hearing you talk and when I'm listening and I'm learning from you with you, like
Yeah.
the it's like again, it's honorable because like the conversations that we wish we could share with some of the people that we grew up with, or we wish we could impart in them. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, like you ain't gonna lose your qualities of being able to defend yourself, nigga, if you like just tap it. You ain't gonna lose those. You always got them. Your environment taught you how to do that, so something else is next for you. You feel me? Like you learn how to get money in this environment, so you can learn how to you can learn how to get money and attract that shit in a higher timeline,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, dude. Hey, that's Loki. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying? Like, bro,
That's that
you
Loki, bro.
you can
That's that Loki.
yeah, you can do a lot. And I think it was pretty dope that you spoke on something where I ain't dope. It's like it's eye opening because they do mythify a lot of the teachings that empower self.
They
And
they
that,
mythify. The crazy thing is they mythify everything except for a religion, and it's
bro.
like bro. I'm sorry. I know y'all tired of me attacking y'all, but y'all believe a nigga walked on water, but you won't believe somebody astral project. You won't believe that there's orbs and aliens and so on and so forth. You won't believe that the government is poisoning our food. You won't believe that, but you'll jump to your religion. If it works for you, that's great. But you'll go and believe that over believing what you can observe yourself. That's that's my only thing. It's like we do that shit, and I just be like, so you okay? But then if you really do like some of the research, you'll be like, okay, if Jesus was real, then this other shit gotta be real too. That's just that's just my thing. But then I was gonna say back to what you're saying about, you know what I'm saying, old friends and carrying your strap or your gun or your weapon or whatever. I think about The Art of War. I don't know if you ever read it by Sun Tzu, um, which I'm a reincarnate of Sun Tzu. You know, nobody. Hey, if you heard it, if you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. But um, this is my thing. Is like with Sun Tzu with The Art of War. He said, when you're far away, make your enemy think that you're close. When you're close, make your enemy think that you're far away. So, in my words, I'm gonna say it like this: you don't always have to have your sword on you, but you do need to be able to defend yourself as if everything is a weapon or a sword. I do. I got my strap. I got my shit always in my car. It's in there, but I promise you that bitch got dust on it. I don't operate like that, but I'm always prepared. I'm a protector of my family, but I don't go places where I gotta have my bitch on my lap and I gotta tuck that bitch underneath my. I don't walk like that. I don't go there. I don't go to low vibrational places. I go to the gym. I go to the grocery store. I go to speaking events and engagement events and meditations and shit like that. I don't go to the club. It ain't nothing wrong with the club if that's you, but I don't go there. I don't feel like being in a state where most people or in a place where most people are low vibrational. There's no reason for me to be there. I don't like being low vibrational. That's not my choosing of my lifestyle. I rather be high vibrational. And when I am in a low vibrational state, I rather use it to return back to my high vibration. So yeah, that's my spiel. But I know that we almost out of time, bro. This conversation, this shit get deep, bro. This
And it
this
could go, it could,
we could be
especially
here
when like
forever.
absolutely the meaning of the minds, bro. And it's
Um,
crazy because I read the Art of War when I was I think I was 24, 25. All right. And then right now I'm currently reading the Black Art of War, and it's about the uh, the leader Hannibal of the Phoenicians, who was at war with uh, Rome and like literally was like whooping their ass for years, bro. They got a whole statue dedicated to them. That's how much of a great enemy he was. Black man, they called him Purple Scared, but his name Hannibal. And I'm only saying that because the Art of War, Sun Tzu was like, it's a great. And I think if there was any of a read to be compared to it or to like be bounced off of it, the Black Art of War is a great one too. It's like is being able to identify not only the moral, the principalities of a Sun Tzu, but also being able to see it as someone who like literally stood on a higher nature square, but was also able to tap. And it wasn't just his people. Like he literally was able to tap into people from all different. There was people from Rome that was fighting with him against Rome type shit. So he was one of them. And it's like they try to erase these people from history. But that's a whole nother conversation. But it made me think about that when you said that because I was thinking about picking up the Art of War again this year, and then I I was just going through it was like this online I mean like this forum where like people be like recommending reads. Somebody was like, you should read the Black Art of War, the 99 Hannibal Teachings. And I'm like, the Black Art of War, what's that? So I'm like halfway through it, but
I'm
they
gonna
they
check it
it's
out.
it's really crazy because like the same type of time Sun Tzu was on, Hannibal was on too. You feel me? Like a lot of things, wars fought and won way before you even step on the battlefield, for sure, for sure. So he definitely think you should tap into that one. I think you'll love that for sure.
Yeah, that's fire. I was gonna say when you was talking about the Black Art Award before I let you go, it's crazy because, bro, some people ain't gonna get this, but bro, I'm a demon. I don't know if you watch anime, bro, but like I'm a demon, bro. And I like my favorite anime is Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I'm Yusuke Urameshi. I'm a demon. I'm really a bad guy, bro. But for some reason, God made me be a good nigga, bro. I have to be a good nigga. I got a great heart, but I don't give a fuck about a lot of things. And if you try me, I'm gonna be an extremist, right? Like shit can get so fucking deep. I'm a demon, but yet God uses me as a tool to be light, bro. It's crazy because if you just, bro, if I could just show people my thoughts, cause all the extreme scenarios I just think about, people be like, yo, why the fuck would you think about that? But it's crazy because even though I thought that I was a demon, here God is using me to help people connect with God. You know what I'm saying? To find God in themselves. And that lets you know, like, right then and there, bro, is like, this is practice. This is something I have to maintain. I gotta know when to show my horns. Metaphorically, y'all conspiracy theorists ass niggas gonna be like, oh, he said, no, bro. It's crazy because I can't make this shit up, bro. When I think about my life, I'm like, yo, bro, I never wanted to be this nigga that I am, but here I am being used because this is what God wants me to do. That's what's crazy.
Who better to teach the light than those who walk in the dark, though?
Hey, that's bars. Your shit froze.
Oh shit. Let me see.
You good?
Wow. Yo.
Nah, your shit froze. You might have to turn your camera off and turn it
Let
back
me
on or
see. Hold
something.
on real quick.
Nope. You still a picture.
Hold on. I'm finna,
Oh, there you go. There you go.
man, the fucking camera that I had plugged in this shit died. That shit crazy.
All right,
But
happy. So
yeah.
so before we end, I ask every guest, man, I ask them for two things. One, a book recommendation, and two, extremely powerful quote people can apply to their life. So yeah.
That's a good question, man. Man, my mind starts. Bro, keep swimming, bro.
You
Pulling,
did
pulling.
drop a book already. You dropped two, but you
That
know,
the one I think I'll say both of them. I'll literally piggyback off both of them and double down on them. Where the Superior Man and the Black Art Award, 99 Teachings of Hannibal. Um, I think not only men can benefit from them reading, but those who support them for sure can benefit from those readings. And I think powerful quote, powerful quote. I think it's powerful to those who apply it, but it's something I tell myself every day, bro. Like affirmations are powerful, but they're not a substitution for the work.
facts. You got to start with you. You the most powerful tool in the world. So yeah.
Because
I like that, man. I really appreciate you stopping through. We definitely got to do this again, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And to anybody who appreciated this conversation, man, make sure you hit the share button, the like button, and until next time, peace, love, and light, man.
peace, bro. It's an honor.